Hey, what is up everybody, it is Online here, welcome back to another video. And earlier this week, actually, we got some really cool news, and it's not really something, out of the ordinary, Of course, it being early May, obviously this news is, inevitable, but still, it's nice to have a date, and that is June 12th. At 6 p.m. Pacific time, and I believe at UK it will be like 2 in the morning again. It's really exciting, it just kind of reminded me that E3 is already coming up here. And well, looking past at my past prediction videos, I kind of made my E3 predictions kind of late, where, it was almost like I was basing it off of leaks and rumors, and ultimately I felt kind of unfair to do that, so I figured I'd get a head start this year. Of course, our E3 pre-coverage, with Gaming at its Core is going to be coming up soon, so I figured, might as well get these predictions out of the way so we can talk about these things as a group later on. So, let's get down to Sony's press conference already, and man, this is going to be a long video because going through this list, there's just so many things that I feel like they could show up there, and also so many things that I think will be a reach, so I tried to pick out the reasonable ones. This is kind of like my predictions, so I'm trying to get these things right. But, I might make another video later this month talking about what I actually want to see from the press conference. Some of these things actually are some of the things I want to see, but trying to be more realistic with this one. But let's just get right into the opening of the press conference. Now, this is going to be pretty exciting because obviously, Sony likes to open their press conferences pretty big. Now, in the past, they opened up with really innovating new stuff, kind of like the new God of War direction they're going to go with. I think they also opened up with Horizon or some sort, Last Guardian, those kind of games that are pretty big, in their whole franchise, kind of make an impact, and that's what I think they're going to be doing again this year. Now, I don't think they're going to be going the whole third-party direction, for the beginning. I do think they're going to be restricting the, first party, and not a Sucker Punch. I think that Sucker Punch is going to finally reveal its new IP, and, trying to predict what that will be is kind of impossible. I guess you could look at recent rumors, but, honestly, I'm just going to stick with the basics. We know this is going to be an open-world game, and it's most likely going to be innovating because it's had quite a bit of a, a development cycle. And, well, after this whole thing, I don't think they're going to be showing off, a little release date or window. But if I did have to put a date to it, I definitely would say early 2019. I think this will kind of be like the whole Days Gone / Horizon thing, where Horizon got revealed at E3 2015, then came in early 2017. I think it'll be the same kind of thing, where they, announced the game, and then about a year and a half later, a little over a year and a half later, the game will actually come out. So, that's going to be really exciting. Honestly, one of my most exciting things I really want to see from the press conference, because it'll be one of the new games that we get to see from them. Of course, this year, we're going to be getting a lot of updates on games that we already know about, so, quickly going through some of these, God of War is probably going to get a new story trailer, probably going to get a date, March 2018 if I had to put money on it. Yeah, I think they'll be showing off a date for God of War. Of course, Days Gone, what I want to see from them is more gameplay, see how this, strays away from, other kind of zombie games. I think they'll be showing off, a new location, something new, a new aspect to the game that makes it original or just makes it look really cool. Maybe a set piece. I mean, what they showed off last time was pretty cool. Looked kind of early, I definitely don't think this will make this year. I definitely see this as being like an early 2018 thing, but I think they're going to be kind of vague with the release date. I think they're just going to show off 2018 for Days Gone. If I really had to put money on it, I don't think they're going to be revealing a specific month or something like that, but I could kind of see it being a May of 2018, April. Of course, next year is going to be packed based on the lineup we already know about, and a lot of these games probably going to be fitting into 2018, so it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be pretty cool to see how they change, how Sony has been doing the past year on Days Gone and see how it looks. Detroit, another game I really want to see. Of course, I don't really want to see too much because this is one of those games you want to go in blind, But definitely for Detroit, I see a new trailer, a little, trailer about what's going on, even though we kind of already know that based on previous trailers. And I can see a February 2018, window there. Maybe, probably, if it's February, we're probably going to get a date, So definitely in the month of February seems likely. Definitely around that area. Kind of like what Horizon did. Uncharted Lost Legacy, we'll probably get a new story trailer. Of course, I really don't want to see a new story trailer from them because, it's a DLC and, there are rumors it's going to be 8 to 10 hours long, and if that is true, that would be cool for a trailer. Lost Legacy is most likely going to be getting a new trailer just for the simple fact that Naughty Dog, Sony's not going to skip over a Naughty Dog 8-10 hour adventure. That's one of their best studios out there for sales and just, reviews, I guess you could say, and just critical appraise. So, definitely when Sony's looking at what they're going to show off here, they're not going to skim through Lost Legacy and not show that off. Definitely is going to be getting another, presence at the show. Spider-Man, another one I'm really looking forward to. Probably get an open world gameplay demo because, that's the whole big thing about Spider-Man. They're usually all open world games, which is very exciting. I want to see how this game looks. Just see the whole, they're probably going to show off a mission with it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they showed off some of the open world aspects to it. Kind of like what they did with Horizon, I believe in 2016, was it for E3? Of course, Spider-Man won't be an RPG, but still, I want to see what the open world aspect looks for Spider-Man, and it'll be pretty cool. For release date, I'm guessing summer 2018, but, they're probably going to be vague, because, I think Sony doesn't really want to, put release dates too early now, because they really don't want to delay them, because they have a bad rep for that. But, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see, a summer 2018, but for them, officially announcing it, I think they'll probably stick with like a big 2018 window. Dreams is something that I feel like we might see at the end of the press conference, or like towards the end. I guess the same thing could be said for Spider-Man. And I think Dreams will possibly get a re-reveal. Honestly, if this doesn't make an appearance, I could see this thing getting canceled because, you know, it's been announced since like the first PlayStation 4 reveal event back in February of 2013. They definitely need this thing out. And that's why I'm predicting that we're probably going to see like a re-reveal of it in like the story mode. See what this whole thing's about. Hopefully they have a direction for it, honestly, at this time. And I wouldn't be surprised if it gets like a December 2017 thing that they push out pretty quickly here. Honestly, I think they want Dreams to come out pretty quickly here. If it is something big and it is something that looks like it's really promising, I don't think they'll be pushing it out, you know, that early. It could be a 2018 thing. But honestly, if it's something that doesn't look like it's going anywhere, I definitely see like a December 2017 thing just to get this out in the wild and, you know, get something from it, because they haven't just been sitting on this thing and just trying to develop it. Hopefully it has a direction. Honestly, this is Dreams is probably like the hardest one to predict because it's been so flaky on what you get from them, from Media Molecule as of recently. So honestly, I just hope this game's good and we get a re-reveal, because honestly, if it doesn't get revealed again here at just at freaking E3, it's gonna be like another Last Guardian story, honestly. Yeah, it probably will be. Horizon is another one that I really want to talk about, because this is probably going to be getting a DLC expansion-like thing. Now, you know, it is an RPG, so it could be, you know, a whole PSX announcement, but honestly, I just have a gut feeling that it will be shown off at E3, kind of like similar to like what First Light, you know, with Second Son. That'll be really, really cool to see. Honestly, what I'm expecting from the thing is probably just going to be a short teaser, just to keep people, you know, that remembrance of that whole, you know, pretty much Horizon was like a most talked about game, like, you know, near the end of February. Like, everybody's praising it, like, everybody knew what Horizon was, even to the point of casuals, you know, it was pretty highly praised. And I feel like E3 will just kind of be like a reminder that, you know, more updates are coming, you know, more possible, like, expansions coming out for the game. And, you know, this probably won't be like an expansion that we won't see for a while. I'm not expecting to, like, you know, fall or so. But, you know, it's probably going to have, like, new enemy types, new areas to explore, new quests like that. Not sure how big they're going to go, if they're going to go big as like Witcher 3. I wouldn't expect that, because I'm guessing they're going to be wanting to work on a sequel. But definitely, you know, more enemy types maybe, and just, I don't even know how they do more enemy types. Maybe Aloy finds like a lost enemy. I don't even know. Honestly, Horizon DLC will be really, really cool to see. I want to see how they pull it off. I think it's already been confirmed to get an expansion. I definitely think we'll see something from it at E3, and it should be getting it pretty, you know, pretty exciting. The 3 games I don't think we'll be seeing at the press conference are Crash, Knack 2, and G2 Sport. If you don't know what G2 Sport, it's Gran Turismo Sport. And that's just because I think it's more like a sizzle reel title. You know, Knack and G2 Sport are probably going to be games that you see at, like, you know, the whole E3 live, you know, where they're on the couch and they're playing the game. You know, we'll probably get new gameplay there and probably get, like, a live demo there. Could also be a thing that we see, like, the week before E3, you know, the whole E3 pre-week, you know. I could definitely see it being something like that. Heck, they even, like, showed off a Horizon story trailer, like, before E3. So, you know, Sony's not, you know, they have done that in the past, so I definitely see Knack doing the same thing there. It's kind of like a weird title to have in your press conference. Of course, we'll probably get a date, you know, on E3 pre-week or at E3 Live, whatever you want to call it, the whole PlayStation Live thing. It'll be pretty cool. Knack is a game that I see potential. It doesn't really look that cool right now, but I've heard good things about the game and how it's supposed to, like, innovate on the first one. I mean, innovate's kind of like a strong word there, since it kind of looks like exactly like the first one, but from what I've heard, it looks to be pretty cool. And yeah, I guess that's going to be something that we see. You know, the whole Crash thing that's going to be coming out in June. Obviously, you don't really need to show more levels. They've kind of been open on what they've been showing as of lately with all the levels and being able to play it at, like, you know, the whole Road to Greatness thing. I just think we'll probably get, like, another trailer or just show, like, a final launch trailer, like E3 pre-week or so like that. You know, nothing you really need to show or get people hyped up for, because honestly, everybody's already hyped up for this game if you played Crash as a kid. And yeah, so I just figured I'd talk about that real quick. Let's get on to the boring part of the conference, you know, the whole big third-party stuff. I say boring, but it's probably not going to be that boring this year, because there are some pretty cool, you know, third-party stuff that's going to be coming along the line. Of course, Destiny 2 is going to be a big focus there, because they had that whole PlayStation thing. It was at the beginning of their trailer for that whole CGI thing. And so I'm going to be back, like, in 2014 when they showed off, like, a new trailer of it. And we'll probably get, like, a beta announcement for late June. That will be really, really cool. Call of Duty World War II will also get probably, like, a single-player mission, you know, showing off, like, the whole World War II era, getting our first single-player mission. That's actually one I'm really looking forward to seeing, so that'll be pretty cool. Hopefully, like, you know, it'll be pretty cool midway through the conference. Honestly, I don't see anything getting really boring in this conference, because, you know, the third-party games really excite me. The only one I could see me being bored on is the whole Star Wars Battlefront 2 thing. I hope that game is good. Man, the gameplay was disappointing, but, man, I also see Battlefront 2 getting, like, a single-player. You know, looking at EA's press conference, they're probably going to be showing off Battlefront 2 there, so I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't even make an appearance at, you know, Sony's E3. But, you know, if you look at what, you know, Sony will get in terms of, like, you know, their exclusivity, I definitely see it being more on the single-player side, so who knows. VR, PlayStation VR definitely needs a focus. You know, Farpoint's coming out in May. We also need to get more reveals on like what's coming after the whole May thing, because this is like a new innovating thing that needs support. It needs to be backed by Sony and developers alike, so hopefully we get more stuff from that. Me, honestly, I feel like we're going to get like 3 AAA experiences / full game announcements. I'm not sure what that's going to mean. I just feel like, you know, 3 AAA things. It could be as big as like a Naughty Dog 2-hour VR thing, or it could be as small as like a 15-minute Star Wars Battlefront 2 thing. But either way, I think we're going to get like 3 big name things for VR, like a VR experiences / games, just showing that this thing has support. And hopefully, like last year, we'll also get like quite a bit of cool games. Honestly, I feel like this could be the big area of the conference that Sony can actually surprise people with what they have coming. I feel like, you know, everybody's predicting what they have on like the whole PS4 side, that, and you know, PSVR they could really surprise people with. But you know, I feel like that's like a big, you know, mixed thing of what to show off, and it'll be pretty cool to see what happens for VR. Hopefully it's all good stuff. Bluepoint Games have been in the news recently, you know, the whole remake that they're making, you know, with job listings and stuff. You know, we don't know how far this thing is, but I'm just gonna make a bold prediction, because, you know, predictions are kind of stupid if they're just gonna be stuff that you really do expect. And, you know, let's go bold here. I do feel like the remake that they're working on, you know, that whole series that they're bringing back, you know, pleasing to the masses, you know, I definitely think that that remake will be announced maybe E3 pre-week, or maybe even at the press conference. Obviously, Bluepoint Games will not announce this remaster before, like, the whole installment of, like, the new series will come out. Now, let's just give Sly for an example. Sly is the game that I feel like this could be, you know, what Bluepoint is remaking, or, like, a game that they're going to be remaking. Man, this is so hard to describe. I feel like Sly 5 might get announced, and with this, maybe, like, a remaster or a remake of the original or so. Kind of like what they did with the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, you know, that coming out before Uncharted 4. I feel like this will be the same kind of thing. You know, there obviously are rumors that could be Sly, Spyro, Resistance is also a possibility. One of those 3 is honestly what I'm looking at as of right now. Probably money's on Sly, honestly. And yeah, that'll be pretty exciting part of the conference. That could be definitely a shocker. I haven't really seen people mention this. Honestly, it's quite bold. This is probably not going to happen, but I figured, you know, it's pretty cool, and I do think this has a big possibility. Real quick, I don't honestly know much about Shenmue 3, but I honestly feel like it make an appearance, so yeah, Shenmue 3. Okay, here's a 50-50 prediction. Rockstar will make an appearance. This is really hard to predict because honestly, Rockstar have gone their own way in the past, but they also announced the GTA 5 remaster at Sony's press conference like 3 years back, so, you know, they've been kind of flaky. Honestly, we don't know Rockstar's, like, you know, who they're teaming up with. It could be Xbox, or it could be PlayStation. You know, if it will be making an appearance at Sony's press conference, that's so hard to say, but for right now, I'm just gonna go with yes, just because of my gut feeling. Now, I've been like going back and forth on this, honestly. I thought we'd see something by now, like a new trailer, if it was indeed coming out this year, but we know, confirming who they're gonna be teaming up with in terms of support, like, you know, what other shooters have done, you know, with exclusivity and all that stuff. But man, will Rockstar make an appearance? I sure hope so, and for now, I'll just say yes, they will make an appearance, and that's gonna be pretty cool if they do. And now thinking about new games that could be announced besides, you know, the whole, you know, Sucker Punch's new IP, the big 3 that came into my mind was PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale 2, Bloodborne 2, and Order 1887. Obviously, I'm joking about the Order 1887, but still, like, you know, a sequel to the Order 1886. Honestly, looking at this year, I feel like it would be a bigger push on, like, the whole third-party and Sucker Punch kind of thing, so I really don't feel like, you know, they're going to be revealing so many new games. But just with Shuhei coming out, like, earlier this year, saying they have a lot of unannounced games that they haven't showed off yet, I just feel like, you know, the one that's the most likely will be Bloodborne 2. Honestly, I feel like this game will be revealed this year at, you know, Sony's E3 press conference. In terms of what they'll show there, I just think it'll be a simple trailer like they did with Project Beast, you know, obviously being Bloodborne in 2014. You know, From Software had made an appearance before. That's why I'm just saying that this is probably most likely. Now, this is honestly, out of the 3, the game I kind of want to see the most, just because I kind of been getting addicted to Bloodborne as of late getting into the game. So, Bloodborne 2 will make an appearance, I think so, and man, that will be awesome. Just think about, like, a gameplay demo if they did. Death Stranding, another game that's been really highly talked about because it is Hideo Kojima's next project. Of course, they are teaming up with Guerrilla Games, or not really teaming up, but they're taking their Decima engine. So, you know, a lot of rumors on what they're going to show off this year. Of course, you know, they've been kind of doing, like, every 6 months or every half-year point, they've been giving off an update with the game. And honestly, if we just get another trailer, that would feel a little bit weird because we've already gotten 2 trailers in a row, so again, going with the bold thing, I just really feel like we'll get something new for Death Stranding. I feel like we might see, like, a gameplay reveal, possibly. You know, the only reason I'm saying this, and honestly, this is probably the only reason, is they already have the Decima engine. They're not needing to make a new engine already. You know, they already have the Decima engine that they made, you know, with Horizon. And honestly, Kojima Productions taking that engine, just, you know, being able to use that right now, they don't need to make an engine, so I feel like, you know, this game could be farther along than we think, or just, you know, in terms of the engine part of it. So I feel like this is very bold, and just looking back, I'm probably going to cringe at how big these predictions are, but I feel like we'll get a gameplay reveal, honestly. Just something I feel like will be towards the end of the show, maybe the second to last thing. And man, that'll be really, really cool to see, because I really want to see more of this game, this whole spooky vibe, and just, I think they said it's like an open world action game or so, like they said. He's been kind of vague on what he's been saying about this game, but it's definitely looking to be very ambitious, obviously by the trailers, and very innovative. And man, Death Stranding, another game I really want to see from them. So closing off with this prediction, I think that we're going to see The Last of Us Part 2 get another trailer. Now, a lot of people are probably pissed off at me already just based on saying that, because I see a lot of people talking about how we're going to get a gameplay reveal. And man, you guys know me, I'm like the biggest Naughty Dog fan out there, and just looking at this, it's just not likely in my opinion. You know, Sean Layden came out on PSX and he was talking about how this is early development, and just how they didn't want to talk about, like, you know, when this game's coming out, because, you know, they've done that in the past, and it's just, they try to emphasize that this is early. Heck, Evan Wells from Naughty Dog said that he just got the pitch recently from Neil Druckmann on Lost Legacy, you know, earlier this year. So this game honestly is in early development. I wouldn't even be surprised if, like, most of Naughty Dog is even working on Lost Legacy, because that's something they had to get out. That's something that's, like, you know, on the, you know, the deadlines coming out here soon. So I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we don't even see The Last of Us Part 2, but honestly, knowing Naughty Dog's, you know, track record of always showing, you know, their game that they already announced at, you know, every single PlayStation conference or a big thing like that, I definitely think we'll see, like, another trailer of Last of Us, and probably involve, like, Joel and Ellie again, and just maybe giving more details, kind of like that whole One Last Time thing that we got 3 years ago for Uncharted 4, and yeah, it's gonna be something vague like that. I know a lot of people are gonna be, this is just gonna kill them even more of the hype and just wanting more from this game, just seeing more of this game. But honestly, I feel like this will be like the biggest way they could strongly close out this press conference, and I feel like that will probably make the most impact, and just leaving it off with like a mic drop, kind of like what they did with PSX. So man, that has been my predictions. Honestly, what is this video at, like, right now? 20 minutes long or so, based on the recording. Yeah, it's gonna be a long video. I figured, you know, I haven't uploaded in a while, and that's just because I've been busy and just whole, like, school life and family life right now. But hey, these are my E3 predictions, and man, we're like, yeah, I think we're like a month and a week away from E3, at least Sony's press conference. So that's really, really exciting. Honestly, E3 is on the horizon, like 5 weeks away. That's kind of crazy. Of course, this year I'm going to be live streaming Sony's press conference with Gaming at its Core dudes, you know, Justin, Blue, those sort of people. We still haven't figured out who's going to be necessarily there yet, but definitely me, Justin, and Blue, I believe, are confirmed so far. So if you guys want to watch us react to the Sony press conference live, sorry if this video is long and rambling on. I just had so much I want to talk about this press conference. Just, honestly, at this point, just give me your thoughts on this press conference. What do you guys expect to see? Of course, this is just predictions. You could put, you know, what you want to see. That's definitely fine. I might have my own video, hopefully, you know, shorter, because this video is kind of long. But definitely, you know, I'm really looking forward to Sony's press conference, if you couldn't tell. And just, man, the amount of information and just the amount of stuff they could show off and just the amount of, you know, things they have right now is just overwhelming at this point. And it can make for a good show. And I can't wait. So yeah, guys, I've been Online, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.